Kia ora, New Zealand. Welcome to Sweet Chain Live. My name's Matt Drake. This is episode 32, and you join us in the middle of lockdown. So we've got a lockdown special for you today. Hopefully, some fun bits and pieces on the cards. Andrew, he's that side. No, he's not. He's that side. Andrew joins me today this evening. How are you, Andrew?
I'm very good, thanks, Matt. G'day, New Zealand. Just chilling at my family home. I'm locked down, doing a wee bit of putting, but not very good as some people that we'll see tonight. And just chilling. So let's get into it.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, I mean, you mentioned the putting there. Good that you got access to a basket. It seems like a lot of people have. At this point in the show, we would normally go through the hot scores, but we're not going to do that this week because there hasn't been any play on any of the disc golf courses in New Zealand. So I'm led to believe. And so we're going to go through some of the putting hot scores that we've had come through, which is on the, if you're wondering what I'm on about, it's on the New Zealand Disc Golf Putting Lockdown Championships. Is it something like that? If you just search it in Facebook, then you'll find the group set up by Bray Marsden, and there's been a number of challenges that have been going on. I mean, I've got a basket here in the carport. I've been practicing a little bit. There's one challenge which is from 6 meters. I think so far I've hit about 4 in a row before I fail. That's pretty standard. My C1X putting is about 50%, so that's I think that's probably about average. What about yourself? How have you been getting on?
Oh, it started off pretty bad, but I've been improving because I hadn't really been playing lately. But I wouldn't be able to do much better than 4 in a row if I'm lucky. But you see, when you watch some of the people, you see the pressure, and you see some of the top players, they'll miss that first one every single time from the 6. So if they do that, I've got no chance, I reckon.
Absolutely. Well, which actually brings me to the first my first video we're going to watch today, which is of the ladies leader so far. Now, the Stout brothers get a lot of airtime on this show, rightly so, for their antics on the course in tournaments. But we've actually got Nicholas Stout, who's put in a hot run of putting and caught on camera as well. So we're just going to go over, well, not live, but we're going to watch the video. We're going to do that. And we're going to go here and we're going to see. So hopefully this is coming through now. And so garage play, very, very strong play, I think. Takes away some of the weather.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's great.
I have to say, other than that one right at the beginning, they're all going hard at the chains. This is good.
I reckon it's the strongest part of her game. She's very good inside the circle.
That's incredible. I don't know what we're up to, but that's very good.
One full set down. I wonder if they use the backboard, probably use the backboard as a wee bit of try to get some extra in sometimes.
I reckon, but it's very good, very good. That was 9. That's incredible. So well done to Nicola. Now we've also got the leader in the Open. Actually, Bray Marsden's chipped, and I will say a lot of these stats provided to me tonight have been from Bray, so very well done, and thank you to Bray Marsden for providing this. And he just wants to point this little fact out. I don't know. Shout out to Levi even in a combined total of 1 on their first go. So, oh dear. Anyway, next up is Kyle Martin. So we're going to go over to his now. It's a little bit of a longer video, as you might expect for a top score. So let's see. No, it's not that one. It's this one. There we go. And we're going to go over to Kyle.
Yes.
Love that onesie.
Hey guys, I guess we're back at this again.
Lockdown number 2.
Lockdown number 2, number 3, number 2. Hey, here's the first one. Yeah. Let's do this. Let's turn this around. 6,000 Care to do yours? Yeah.
So this is tough actually, because 6 meters is about your sort of mid kind of circle range, and so these should be bread and butter, right? This should be like a free throw. You should never miss a free throw, right? Yeah, right.
This is probably the range, but yeah, you won't really see many pros on tour miss, just like Carl's gone. He's got into his rhythm.
Yeah.
How many is that?
I was doing some calculations actually earlier on, and the area that a 6 meter putt gives you in terms of that radius around the basket, it's over 100 square meters. Now, if you said to somebody, right, all you got to do is put the disc within 100 square meters, like a 100 square meter block in the ground, I think most people, including myself, will probably say, yeah, I'll do that. That's easy. And then that gives you a 6 meter putt, or better, right? And yet it's so difficult. So it's I mean, what highlights this to me is really, one, how good these guys are in getting as many as they are in a row. Putting with Rurus there, looks like. I'm not sure if they're all Rurus. They all seem to be Rurus.
Unless you get them all in.
So he's got a nice spin putt.
Yeah, that's very, very repeatable. Hey.
One of his putters probably in New Zealand. Carl.
Lovely Sylvan there, looking chilling out in the shade.
And the Wanaka sun.
Yeah, it's so consistent, isn't it? It's the same part of the basket. Oh, as I said that. 22. That's incredible. Well done to Kyle. well done to Kyle for hitting 22 in a row. That's incredible. Also, shout out to Seb Faulkner, who hit 19 in a row in the juniors. That's very, very good. And he's also been doing some pretty mean trick shots off the top of his roof. So yeah, check out the that group and head over there and see some of that. And also a shout out to Robbie Tuitufu, who hit. There was another challenge, which was to hit one from 1 meter, 2 meter, 3 meter, all the way up to 10, then hit 10 again and come all the way back. And he got to 7 on the way back. I think that's I think that's an incredible feat. So what's that making? 10, 9, 13 putts in a row, but you work those longer distances is really reduces the numbers. So well done to those. We'll have more videos next week. If we're still in lockdown next week, we'll be previewing some more of these. So keep going. If we can beat 22, that'd be fantastic. Also, special mention to Morgan and to Tom. They've been providing us with some much entertainment if their putts haven't been all that accurate. So well done to everybody there. Andrew, are you going to give this a go over the next week? Are we gonna see you on camera?
If you give it a go, Matt, I'll give it a go. How does that sound?
Right. That sounds like a deal. I will have a go probably over the weekend. That's when it probably works better for me. And so yeah, I will definitely have a go. I expect to get very low single figures, but we'll see. Right. Say again, sorry.
An indoor setup or an outdoor setup?
It's kind of a hybrid of both. So I'm under a carport. So I'm on the outside, but I'm effectively, what is it, 5 sides of a box kind of covered. And then just the opening. So yeah, but the weather's going to be. Yeah, I reckon that's the way to go. But the what was I going to say? The weather over the weekend is going to be rubbish. So if that southerly blows in, my carport faces south, so I could have a nice little tailwind there. We'll have to see. Anyway, right. So I'd like to bring in our guest tonight. Now, this weekend would have seen Faultline Fury taking place here in Wellington, in Upper Hutt, and the tournament director for Faultline Fury is our very own Jack Moka, and it's Jack who joins me today. Or this evening. Good evening, Jack.
Sorry, everybody.
How are you?
All good, all good. Thanks for having me on.
All good. So you're surviving in your bubble up in Upper Hutt?
Really, but yeah, I'm still breathing.
So who have you got in your bubble there?
So just me, Liz, my brother, my daughter, and my 2 grandkids. So
Oh, okay, so pretty busy.
yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So it would have been Faultline Fury this weekend. Tell us a little bit about the history of the tournament and like how long it's been going, what kind of how it's kind of set up, how long have you been involved with it?
So we only just recently found out from Mark Dakiv when he sent through an email to say that this would have been the 20th year for Faultline.
Wow.
Actually, for the course to be put in at Harcourt. As long as Faultline's been going, I know I've been involved with Faultline for probably since 2014. So this would have been year 7. And it was actually how we came about, with me and Liz taking over was we took over from Shano and Jilly Sullivan, Jacko's parents. We were still running it co-jointly with Jacko when he moved to Auckland. So it was a lot of long distance sort of planning. And then when I finally got the perfect organizer and my wife, Jacko is primarily left it to me and Liz now. So yeah.
Fantastic. So there's a strong history with Faultline. Then it's been on the tour for some time and been a mainstay in the calendar for a lot of people. And it must be a bit of a shame to see it postponed. Although the weather this weekend is not looking too flash, eh?
Well, it's funny you say the weather because I can remember my first tournament was gale force winds, torrential rain. Water up to your ankles.
Good stuff.
Yeah, but I was used to that coming from rugby, so I was quite amazed that people still played in that weather. And I got told, yeah, of course, we never stop. So it was like, I like that sport.
Good stuff.
So in terms of the course that you use, you've obviously been at Harcourt Park for a while. You've decided to add a new course to the setup lately, have you?
Yeah, we've done that for the last few years, just for the pure growth of the sport. I remember the first year that me and Liz got involved in actually co-TDing event. We went up to Tunnel Gully for North Island Champs, just to give a little bit of a variety in shot selection and stuff like that, because it had everything up in Tunnel Gully. We did try and see if we could make that a permanent fixture, but because it was a reserve, we could only use it when we booked it. But then we can see that they've actually wiped out a whole chunk of the course and turned it into a car park. So, not disappointing there. And then this year with the Kelly 9, we had a run of it at Rapture. So it is quite a small course, but it'll be very tricky come November with all the extra rules with the OBs and hazards and island holes as well. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, how do you feel that California layout played on the day?
I thought it went great, but for people that were throwing it over the fences, the wind wasn't very nice. I'll be honest. I mean, some of the guys that forehand, it's supposed to finish. It's supposed to finish right, but with the wind, it just picked up your disc and threw it in the opposite direction. But the feedback was it was really nice. So. Very ticky, and they can't wait to see how we're going to make the changes to it for Faultline, because we did keep it PG for Rapture for a lot of the guys that just for the first time throwing RPM discs as well. So, yeah.
So obviously, the tournament's been postponed a wee bit. So I want to see normally a tournament director probably shouldn't do this. Who would be your picks to win the event, or would have been your picks?
Well, putting me on the spot there, Andrew. Nice. Depending on who's still coming, at this stage, I won't say who's going to win, but I will definitely say who'd be right at the top from who I know is coming. So Jackson Sullivan will be one of those in the top. Mitch Hudson, Luca LaBelle. Luca's pretty good here. Brady, Andy does well pretty much anywhere. Willie T's been pretty solid. So, I'm sorry if I've missed out a whole heap. I don't know who's on the admin. I haven't checked out the cards or anything like that, or who's registered. I leave that to my wife, so everything stays in order. But yeah, those are my picks.
A solid field.
Yeah,
and some pretty solid picks there, and I think that the California 9 I think will be interesting when people can throw their own discs. I certainly found that with the disc choices that we had available, that did restrict some shots or make some shots that you take differently. But then saying that, you're going to add some extra hazards and some islands and mandos and that kind of stuff in just to spice it up a little bit and to keep the top players having a push.
Yeah, because it's such a small course. I mean, we've got a few that are over 100, but we still want to make it a little bit more difficult for everyone. So, so like I said, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. It reminded me a little bit of some of the shorter courses down in Christchurch, sort of your Jelly Park, Queen's Park Reserves, and your Brooker Avs. It kind of reminded me a little bit of those. So if you do well on those courses, then you could do well on the California 9. The Harcourt Park 18 is brilliant in my view. It's one of the best courses that I've played, certainly, and I love that it's on my doorstep essentially. And so very much that will be a good separator, because even par golf there is typically 940 rated. I expect the leaders in the Harcourt Park layout to be shooting somewhere in the region of 4 or 5, 6 down. I don't suspect there'll be too many scores better than 6 down on the day, weather depending. And so we'll see maybe, but then Jackson could show up and shoot 10 and blow us all away, and that would be that. But I'd be surprised if there was too many scores better than 5 or 6 down on the day. But we'll see.
I think we have to average around about 6 to 7 down to stay top card for Faultline. And being that you're going to swap, so you play either Harcourt in the morning over to Cali 9 in the afternoon, and then vice versa the next day. Could be a telling story, depending, like you said, weather dependent.
Yeah, I think the Cali 9 is capable of some high scores. I think that's got a double digits at least look for the top guys. You're probably looking at 13, 14. I would have thought on that course, and if they can, so I mean that could be the divider, right? We'll see. Tom's asked the question, and I'm going to ask the same question. Have you got a new date for Faultline?
So we have.
Excellent.
So we got this all sorted out. NZDG, PDGA. So the new date is November 21st, 21st.
November 20th, 21st. Lovely. So just to put that into the context of the rest of the calendar, that's the weekend before Wahi Tapu. And that's in November, where we expect, so about 3 months from now, where we expect the weather to be a lot better than it is now, and for us out of all this lockdown rubbish. Good stuff. Right, lovely stuff. Now we're going to move on to Desert Island Disc Golf, Jack. So for this, I'm going to pop you onto this view so that we can see your disc selection a bit better. Now, the premise, you're stranded on a desert island, and you've got 3 discs with you. There is a disc golf course on this desert island, which is fortunate, and you've also got 3 card mates. So first up, what are you throwing?
So everybody always knows me as the Tui man, so I can't go anywhere without my glow Tui.
Very good.
So this one was given to me by Alan Gorthy, gift wrapped and everything. So thanks for that, Alan. I've always looked after it, but I might have to throw that on Desert Island.
Do you putt with in the Tui? In terms of the Tui, I know that you putt with black on black magma Tuis. Is that right?
Yes. There's something about the toys. I moved to blacks because everybody was putting with the whites and blues in Auckland. So Jack was like, yeah, switch to these. And I just love them. I've got an old school Strata one with the New Zealand stamp on it. I've had it since pretty much day one when I first started. So yeah, it's pretty old.
How do you find the magma flies differently to the glow? Would you ever throw the magma or putt with the glow, or you know, are they pretty versatile? Can you do both?
I usually just throw with the glows. I hardly ever putt with them unless there's a slight headwind. I'll putt with it. But my magma's all day, soft or medium. Jacko's just sent me a few hards. He said, yeah, get into these, bro, and see how that helps with the putting. But injured in the ankles at the moment, I need the extra glide, and I find that the hards just seem to glide a little bit further. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay.
My experience, throw the magma ones they're a lot more unstable, so they will flip over. And for anything really touchy, you might want to use a fan grip or more of how you'd just do a putt. You wouldn't really use a power grip on them because they will flip over pretty quickly. Yeah,
and with the glows, they're quite they're a little bit more stable. Same with the atomics, but for some reason I just love the feel of the glows for throwing, but putting I just magmas all day.
Stick with the magmas. Okay, what's your mid range?
So mid range, I have a Rapture Kortuku here.
Very good.
Fastly becoming, one of everyone's favourites. This disc. I do have my actual favourite one is my pink Bros for Change one, but that currently isn't here. And then I played with this at Rapture, and it was dead straight, which I was quite surprised. I thought it would be a little bit hooky at the end, but I think with a little bit of the swirly wind, it just went dead straight and finished straight as well. So loving this disc at the moment.
Good stuff.
And then lastly is, if you can see that, this beautiful pinky swirl Pika Pika. Yeah, so this disc does everything that I pretty much need. Nice little flip up to go straight, finish a little bit left, or can carry it over to the right. But very good rollers as well. So very versatile disc.
So you've got that in atomic there. I'm not sure which one you got in your Rapture pack, whether it was a cosmic or an atomic one. But I've heard that there's quite a bit of difference in stability between the two plastics.
Yeah.
So, have you noticed any of that?
Yeah, so I mean, at Rapture, I think I went through like 5 changes because people just wanted to swap my Pika Pikas, because I had a cosmic one, which I was keen to just keep, but everyone just like, oh, can I swap? I love that color. I love that color. I love this color. That white Kortuku was my third swap. Nobody wanted to throw the whites, but my pink Ruru, nobody wanted to touch it. I thought Liz might take it off me, but she was like, no, thank you. I was like, oh. But yeah, there is a little bit of a difference. I mean, I find the cosmic ones to be a little bit more stable. Even if you put a bit into it. If it does give you a nice little S, where these ones will actually hold a line that you put it on. So I find them quite reliable. I had a Proto as well. It was a black and blue swirl that I loved as well, but that's in my car too. So yeah. But
Good
those are my
stuff.
lists. Yeah.
Excellent. And who are your 3 card mates? Who are you playing with?
So my 3 card mates would be so back in the days we were known as the 3 Amigos. So card mate number 1 would be Jacko. We've had a lot of good battles. Well, I wouldn't say battles, just a lot of banter over the years. Card mate number 2 is the Harcourt Park custodian, Mr. Chris Sinai, or as we call him, Rooster. Because we were the 3 Amigos, sun, rain or shine, we were always at the park, early, late. We were just always there, making new lines, making new holes and stuff like that. Card mate number 3 has to be Liz and Moka.
Excellent. Very good choice. Very good.
Who else? Nah, jokes.
Yeah.
We're all pretty close, the 4 of us. So, she keeps us all on the straight and narrow.
Good stuff.
Carried away, she always brings, hey.
Yeah. Very good. Excellent. Look, so thank you so much for that, Jack. Now we've got a quick fire round for you now. So we've got a family friendly front 9, which same questions each week, and then we've got a safari back 9 for you. So Andrew's going to take us through the front 9. Off we go.
Yeah, so nice and easy to start now. What is your name?
Jack.
Place of birth?
Lower Hutt.
Where do you live?
Upper Hutt.
PDGA number?
90644.
So been around a wee bit. How many years playing?
7.
Favorite disc?
Kahu XG.
Ooh, a big bomber. Favorite course?
Harcourt.
Favorite MPO player?
KJ Naibo.
Ooh. And favorite FBO player?
FPO. I did tell my wife it used to be Ragnar. Swedish player. I think she's Swedish. Yeah.
The Europeans. Very good.
Excellent. Okay, on to the back 9. Here we go. Roller or flex forehand?
Roller.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Easter or Christmas?
Christmas.
Union or league?
League.
Netball or basketball?
Netball.
Kahu or Qatari?
Kahu.
Atomic or cosmic?
Atomic.
Front 9 or back 9?
Front 9.
Tui or Ruru?
Tui.
All day. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you very much, Jack, for that. That was awesome. And good to hear about Faultline and the new dates there. So it's on the 20th of November. We'll have some picks a bit close to the time when we've got the lineup secured. Talking of the lineup secured, I've just had note that there are 4 spaces left. So if you still want to play, or you were unable to make this weekend, but you can make the weekend in November, then speak to Jack or to Liz. I think there's a Facebook event somewhere as well, and get in contact with either of them and get yourself signed up. It would be great to have you here in Wellington for the 20th of November. Good stuff. Excellent. Thank you so much, Jack, for coming on, and we'll speak to you again very soon, I'm sure.
Cool. Thanks, Matt. Thanks for having me. Ka kite, everybody.
See you later. Bye-bye. Excellent. So, we've got a new date for Faultline. That's great. That gives us something to look forward to. And one of the tournaments I'm really looking forward to. And so, very much looking forward to going out and playing that one in November. Right, Andrew, what have you got for us?
Well, what do I have? So over the last couple of weeks, I've been reaching out to a couple of people and asking if you could make one change to the tour, what would it be? So
Okay.
got a
NZDG
few.
tour?
This is the New Zealand tour, yeah, New Zealand
Okay,
disc golf.
okay. All right.
The first one, I always start with the stouts. They're a bit famous in New Zealand.
Go on.
Lee said to make Tucker's a 60-pointer, whilst Ethan
Okay.
and Ethan get rid of it. So always a fun one to start there.
Yeah.
I guess
Excellent.
I'll start with the majors and a couple thoughts that came through from the majors.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't know, we have 3 majors on our tour: Nationals, North Islands, and South Islands. So this year, Nationals was at Paradise. North Islands will be up in Auckland at Bellarika and Bethells.
Mm-hmm.
And the South Islands was at the start of the year in Dunedin at Heislander.
Mm-hmm.
They're worth 60 points, but realistically, that's all that really separates majors from normal tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
A couple ideas came through to one, to maybe see, and this is probably going to New Zealand disc golf, to get some trophies made that could be given out at each of the majors each year, and they get engraved, and you can hold on to them for a year.
Mm-hmm.
So that one came from Brown. Thoughts on that, Matt?
Yeah, yeah, I quite like it. I quite like the idea. You're hitting on an idea that perhaps the majors ought to have added prestige, added kind of a thing going with them to make them a something that people hold in a higher regard, right? And the idea of, you know, you get to lift a big trophy above your head with everybody clapping and everything is great, and you see that in a lot of the big tour events. I'm not sure if you could imagine USDGC or Worlds not having a trophy to be handed over at the end. That seems bizarre to if they were to not have that. So that's fair. That's a fair shout. Yep.
Yes, so Roberts, if you're listening, I know he's currently working on some tour policy. Maybe that's something to take into consideration.
I reckon.
And then just staying on the majors topics,
Mm-hmm.
we tend, and this is just how it goes, a couple of the majors at the start of the year. So we had South Islands at the start of the year, Nationals at pretty much the start of the year. It was right at the start of the year before, when it was in Dunedin. Sometimes it feels like the tournament's over before June kind of thing. So maybe we need to have some sort of policy that Nationals needs to be hosted in October or November.
Right.
So then, you know, the years leading up to the Nationals, and there's still so much on the line, because when the majors are done, a lot of the time the 50-pointers don't matter as much at the, you know, just in separating them at the majors this year.
Yeah, we talked about this last week, how the top of the tour standings is pretty close. It's probably a 2-horse race for the winner, but outside of that, it's pretty open. And that's largely because, you know, you've got the two of the majors have been played already. But what I think is interesting about that point is not actually that per se, but actually is the way the tour is set up currently, i.e., it fits in with a calendar year, right? Is that the way that it should work, right? Because we see plenty of seasons happening, and I'm thinking of like the English Football Premier League, right? That starts in September, finishes in May, and yet there's no issue there that you play across a year break, if you know what I mean, like a turn of the year. So and given that the New Zealand seasons would fit better with a schedule where the off season was in June, July, August, you know, the times where we're now, where the weather's crap and it's cold and everything like that, and you've got more chance of getting more events played. And I'm thinking the event that was rained on quite a lot. Were you there earlier on in the year that got where it got cancelled on the final day? I just wonder whether a move to a fitting the New Zealand disc golf season into the more sort of clement seasons in New Zealand would be a better fit. And then, like you say, positioning the majors strategically so that it's kind of a lead up. So you might have one halfway through the season, you might have one that's sort of maybe 3/4 of the way, and then something right prestigious at the end, like USDGC is at the end of the season that that is kind of everything leads up to that. Maybe even add a qualification element to it, like in USDGC as well. But anyway, I don't know. What do you think on that?
Yeah, you touch on a good point, really. Summer's the best months for disc golf, and that's our off season. We have Wahi Tapu, November, start of December, and nothing until Highlander at the end of January. All of that prime summer months we consider our off season. It's a bit weird because that's when you should be playing.
Yeah, I guess it would be a big move, right? It would be a big upheaval to shift the tour back or forward 6 months. And what do you do with the 6 months that you have moved it by? What do you overlap it, or do you play it twice, or do you miss the start? I don't know. Yeah,
you'd have to have maybe a shortened season of just 5 months. It would be a bit weird.
Yeah,
but sometimes sacrifices to be made for better things, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, let us know your thoughts on that, because it's an interesting one, and certainly one that it's if there's some good ideas coming through, then they can feed through to the tour potentially. And Liz makes a good point in the comments there that the holiday months in New Zealand, people go away, and for a large part of from about 6 weeks from the week before Christmas to about almost February, a lot of people are on holiday. So I mean that's fair enough. That's a fair enough point. Needs to be taken into account. It's not the only point in opposition to this, and would have to be, you'd have to assess the magnitudes of all the benefits and otherwise. Okay, well, what else have we got?
I'll bring up a thing that's happened today. If you haven't noticed, we got an email from New Zealand Golf that Weisel was just opened up.
I got the email.
Out of it, it's a B tier, so that means it's going to have a fair bit of cash, and that the interesting thing is they're adding 9 new holes. So last year it was 20 holes, so they're going to have a 30-hole course. So this will allow more players. That'll mean 120 players. Shotgun started 4 people on each card. But 30 holes is a lot, and we see this happening a wee bit on tour. Tuckers, Highlander, Lismore is tournaments just having these long 1 round events, 1 round per day events. What are your thoughts, Matt?
Now, so back in January of this year, me and Team Sweet Chain's Jack Ryan and Team Sweet Chain's Brady Cush, along with fellow Wellingtonian Troy Robinson, played the Wellington Centurion. Now, what that was 100 holes of disc golf in one day, right? So we whipped around Harcourt 2.5 times. We went round to Petone 4 times, I think, and hit Berrenport twice. And that took us to 101 holes. We'll be doing the same again. More details on that. We're going to be opening it up as a competitive event in January next year. Now, that was 100 holes. I was exhausted at the end of it. 100 holes is way too much for any kind of competitive event. However, what I would say is that if you typically play 2 rounds of 18, right, a morning and an afternoon, then you'd be playing 36 holes in a day compared to 30 holes here. So I'm not sure. I don't think it's all that bad. I think it's okay to play that many. Sure, you don't get a lunch break, so take snacks with you. Sure, you don't get to necessarily go to the bathroom. Well, all right, plan for it. And if there's bathroom stops, have a word with the card. And I think, although there is a potential PDGA rule coming out which will allow that, I think typically most people would say, no, it's all right. So I think it's fine. I think playing 30 holes is fine. If the holes are interesting and it's not just going around the same ones all the time, then I think that's fine. And as Henry
Yeah.
said, the more holes you have, the more players it allows you to have. You can stretch out that that time a little bit more. So yeah, no, I don't have an issue with it. What are your thoughts?
I guess on a similar opinion. We need more people to play, and that's one way to do it. I know that I've just listening to the Nick and Matt show. I think it was a couple of days ago, and Matty O was on, Matty Oram, one of the top pros. And 18 holes of ball golf doesn't necessarily translate to 18 holes of disc golf, and then it might more translate to 21 holes or 25 holes kind of thing. So just because that's how it's always been done doesn't mean we can't change it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that we've inherited from golf, ball golf, that are kind of just embedded into disc golf, right? The fact that 18 holes typically makes a round. I mean, why 18? I mean, it's because golf is 18, and that's that's probably the reason why. So it's an interesting one. I don't have a problem with it. I think if you took it to about 40, I think people would start saying, "Nah, come on, you're taking the piss." But I think 30 is probably okay. Yeah, 30 is probably okay.
Yeah, it's definitely a tournament twice that I'll be looking forward to. So pre-registration opens tomorrow at, I want to say 6. It's either 6 or 7. So all the women can play, or the juniors are invited to enter through pre-rego. Above 100 rated Wanaka club members. I think there's another group that can play. So just check out the event on Facebook. And then it opens up to everyone on Sunday evening at 6 or 7 again. I'm not quite sure.
Lovely stuff. So yeah, and that's just remind us what weekend that is.
Oh, give me a second. I'm on the. Right.
It's in October, I want to say.
Of the Friday, so the Friday's got doubles. I've got a nice doubles tournament there, and then the 16th and the 17th of October. It's
excellent.
Yeah,
excellent. Okay. All right. Anything else?
Let's see. Oh, well, I think it's time we'll move on to my wee quiz I've got for you tonight, Matt. How does that sound?
That sounds very good. But before we do, what I'm going to do is we're going to go over and do a quick competition draw. Now, if you are going to the Wahi Tapu in November, last weekend in November, then you may want to play in the warm-up event that they've got down there. I think he's on the Friday. I know Morgan's on the chat. Probably he is. So what we're going to do is earlier on today, Morgan put out a post which says, hey, comment on this, and we'll do the draw tonight to see who wins free entry. So we're going to be doing the draw right now to see who's going to win free entry to the warm-up event at Wahi Tapu. So that's coming up right now. Here we go. Now I've got all the list of names. This is hopefully spinning round, and we'll give it a shuffle a few times just to see how we see what happens. Right, we shuffled enough. There we go. We've got all of these people, so look out for your name. If it's on there, then it's on there. And off we go. There it goes. There it goes. Where's it going to land? It seems a little bit laggy.
Oh, the suspense is killing me.
It's killing me as well. It's Chris C. Excellent. So well done to Chris C. Sorry, my stream really didn't look having more than one thing up on there. So well done to Chris, who will be getting free entry to that tournament, which is taking place shortly before Wahi Tapu on that weekend in November. Right. Now, so the quiz that you got for us. Now, I knew that you were doing a quiz. I know nothing about it. So how are we going to do this? How's this going to work?
Well, my plan was to quiz you effectively, and the can play along. Matt hasn't been around for too long. There's a couple of older questions. I reached out to Martin Galley for them. How long have you been playing?
Okay, so brief history. I have been playing disc golf probably since I started very casually in 2017. I played my first PDGA event at Faultline last year in August, but set up Sweet Chain Music in November 2019, and had been playing a little bit more seriously, I guess, in the kind of 6 months to a year before then. So really 3 years, 2.5 to 3 years, you could say, at a push. Yeah, so anything further back than that, and yeah, I'm going to probably get them wrong, but here we go.
We've got a chop. Frey's got the orders. All right. So the first question, nice and easy. Anyway, what is the oldest course in New Zealand?
Oh, the oldest course in New Zealand is the Queenstown Gardens course.
Yeah. It was officially opened in 1996.
Excellent.
So that's coming up in 25 years, I think. And the Queenstown has been gone slightly longer. We're about the same. It was the 26th year this year for the Queenstown.
26th one this year, yeah. So yeah, excellent. Okay.
How many times has the New Zealand tour been won in a row by one person, and who was it? So who do you reckon it is, and give your best guess of how many years in a row they did it.
So I think it's Simon Feasey. And I was looking back at this. I was actually looking at the tour standings in preparation for our show last week. So this is going to be a guess. Bray's guess of 6 times. That's a fair shout. I'm not sure it's that much. I'm going to say 5.
It is 6 times.
Oh, good stuff. Well done, Bray. Yeah.
2013 to 2018.
Yeah.
And 2018, he did the Grand Slam for the majors, which is an interesting point there.
Which could be done again this year. That could be repeated. That could be done again this year.
Moving to UDisc now for the next question. Right. The 3 highest permanent rated courses in the country on UDisc.
The 3 highest permanent rated courses in UDisc. So I don't know the order, but I shall say Jelly Park, I shall say Queenstown Gardens, and I certainly know that Jelly Park's the most played. Queenstown Gardens is also pretty high. Where else would be highly rated? Highly rated. Where else would that be? Invercargill, Queen's Park in Invercargill, I'm going to say, is the 3rd one.
Well, you're way off so far.
Oh, really?
Sorry about that.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Bray's coming with one of the answers. Coming in second is Inglewood with a 4.8.
Very good. I really enjoyed Inglewood. I really enjoyed Inglewood. Have you played?
No, I haven't. I love golf courses, so I hope I can get up there.
It's a lovely golf course. It's a lovely golf course. And so it's got golf coursey disc golf holes, right? It's quite open. There's a few kind of tunnely shots and whatever, but it's mostly golf, as you'd expect. Got a big arm, you'll do well. But yeah, no, it was. I like Inglewood. I can see why that's rated highly. What else? What else made the top 3?
It's actually 3 North Island courses. So coming in first is Simon Feasey's private course, Bellaraka.
Right. Okay. How many ratings has that had?
It's got a decent 40-ish or so ratings. Okay. So it was up provisional ratings, and it's a 5.0 average. So that's 5 round.
So no one's ever rated it lower than 5, if it's because you can't go higher than 5, right? So no one's rated it lower than 5. Okay, good. I shall have to. I'm looking forward to that at North Island Champs. That's going to be good. Okay, and what else?
Finally, the newly installed Spa Park came in 3rd at 4.7.
Right. Okay. So one private course and two relatively new courses. Inglewood only went in last year, and Spa Park's only recently started. So that's interesting. That's interesting. Okay. All right. So far I'm I'm 1 from 3. So this is going well.
Who is New Zealand's only PDGA Hall of Fame member?
Oh, that's Bob Gentle. I know this one. Yeah, I know that one. 2 from 4.
So,
Come on.
2 from 4. He was inducted in 2012. For anyone not knowing, one of the legends of New Zealand disc golf.
Absolutely.
This is a tough one. It's a 5-part question. Name the last one. Name the last 5 overall winners of the national championships, the New Zealand national championships.
The last 5 winners.
Yep.
So that's the 2020, 19, 18, 17, 16.
It'll be 2021, 2020, 19, 18, 17.
Of nationals, of New Zealand nationals.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, do I have to do it in order?
No, just name them, and hopefully the comments can help you out as well.
All right. So Justin won it this year.
Yep.
I reckon Jacko's probably won it. I reckon Simon Feezy's almost definitely won it. So that's 3. Now, given Simon's domination like 28 pre-2018, I'm not sure whether. Yeah, I'd go with that. Say again.
He's done it twice.
He's done it twice. Okay, and then Jacko and Justin is 4.
Yep. So you're looking for one more name. Well, you've said 4 names, not confirming if they're correct yet, actually.
Oh, okay. All right. I've said 4 names. I'm not sure. Sorry, no, I've said 3 names. I'm going for Simon Feezy, Jacko, and Justin as the 3 names I've said. But I'm not. There's some interesting ones in the comments. I could believe Hemi's Paddy Robinson only because I know him to be very learned about New Zealand disc golf. I've not heard of Paddy for my sins, so apologies, Paddy. And Ben Willake, that's a surprise. Okay.
Well,
I don't know if that.
You were 2021 was obviously Justin. 2020 was Simon down at
wait a minute. I want to say Jeremy Coling. Didn't he come along one year and win it?
2017.
Yes.
And the playoff against Avery Jenkins.
Excellent. Good stuff. So who were our 5? Simon.
So Justin this year, 2020 was Simon. 2019 was Robertson. That was up at Tauranga, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Now, from my stats, now I'm a bit worried from what Ray said. I thought it was Simon that won a playoff against Ben Weirlake in 2018, but now he's worried me a wee bit because PDGA and are a wee bit confusing. I think it was a playoff, and I think Simon, but I'm sure someone can confirm it for me. And then, of course, in 2017 was Jeremy Colwyn.
Yeah. Okay.
Moving on. In what year was the first New Zealand PDGA sanctioned tournament? Best guess.
PDGA sanctioned tournament. See, I know what the first pro tournament was, but I'm not sure on the first tournament. So I think the first pro tournament was about 9 years ago, I think. And I think
9 for T-pad tournaments, yes.
So
a wee bit older than that.
I'm going to say 2000. No, it's got to be earlier than that. If 96, Queenstown went in 96. I'm going to say like 2002. That would be
2005.
2005. Okay. Well, I wasn't a million miles away.
Dental Topol Classic and North Island Championships. It was won by, I believe, Blair Joins is how you pronounce his last name, and TD.
Yep. Good stuff. Okay. All right.
Kimmy's just come in, confirming that Simon did win. It was an 8-hole playoff.
Oh, my word.
The national championship. That's crazy at Bethel's.
Oh, I wish I could have seen that. That would have been incredible.
And the final question. This one's a bit of a fun one.
Yeah.
I've been looking up a lot of stats this evening. Did I or did I not crash T-pad this evening searching for these questions?
Knowing what I know about T-pad and knowing what the questions have been, I'm going to say the answer is yes.
Yes. So, well, I think it was me. Here I was searching all the different years for questions, and then suddenly it was gone. So that's quite funny.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. Well, hopefully there won't be anyone scraping that site at any point, because that won't last very long. Then clearly, if you're just making little queries to run a little quiz. Andrew, thank you so much for that. That was very enjoyable. Hopefully I didn't embarrass myself too much. Yeah, hopefully you all enjoyed playing along as well. Right. Finally, the last thing to say is that next week we'll be back. Andrew, thank you so much for being our co-host for 3 of the last 4 weeks. It's been a great pleasure having you on the show. Some interesting hot takes and some insights. I'm sure we'll have you back on the show at some point. So thank you very much.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, Matt. Hopefully next time I'm on, I've won a tour event or something like that. That would be nice. But
that would be incredible. Yeah, that would be
been
incredible.
a pleasure.
Very much looking forward to that, and we'll have you certainly have you on the show, if not just for Desert Island Disc Golf. Okay, so we've got the last thing to say is that next week I'm going to have a new co-host joining me. It's a surprise, so I shall reveal all when the show is revealed. And to go along with that, we're also going to run a competition. Now, this competition is going to be slightly different in that we're going to give away the prize, and the competition is going to run. You'll find out more details next week in the show. So you have to be watching the show in order to be able to get the prize and to qualify, right? So if you're not watching the show at the time, we'll just keep drawing names until somebody who is watching the show pops their head up and says, "Hey, I'd like to claim that, please." So make sure that you're tuning in next week on Thursday night, live at 9 o'clock. If you've got any comments over anything that we've discussed today, then you can drop them in the comments below, and me and Andrew will have a go at answering them, and maybe we'll take some of the subjects on for future conversations. If you missed the show today or are just tuning in, you can catch us on YouTube, and also now we're on Spotify. So if ever you do miss a week, or the 9 o'clock's too late, or the kids are still running around, then you can catch us on Spotify. The episode is uploaded very shortly after this one ends, so it will be available then. And otherwise, keep practicing your putting. Very best of luck. We'll have more of that to come next week. Stay safe. And we'll see you next week. Thank you so much.
See you guys.